Hello. Hello, world. Welcome to Cross Pollination. I'm your host, TJ Reynolds. This is a show where we get creatives together to share their work and to share with each other their inspirations and processes. I am happy to bring you three diverse hip hop artists today, two that originate from my hometown of Indianapolis and one from out here in Boston. We've got on the show tonight Diop and O.D.D.I.T.Y, as well as Speak the Rebel. So we're going to be hearing some new music from them, checking out some of their visuals and talking shop. I'm happy that you could join us. Thanks for tuning in. This is a 2MB Studios channel. We're going to go ahead and bring out our first guest and talk a little bit with them. This is Diop from Indianapolis. Let's welcome Diop to Cross Pollination. Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm happy you could join us. I appreciate you doing the show.
Oh, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, tell me about what you've been up to lately musically.
So musically lately, let's see. A few projects I'm working on. I have a solo project I'm trying to wrap up. In the mixing and mastering stages, and I'm shooting for July, August. It just depends on how quickly I develop all of the other assets, the visual assets, the other creative elements. Because a lot of what I like to do now is, the album is just the audio version of the concept. And you're not limited to that. You can express it through a variety of other mediums if you put the time, if you create a budget to do so. So that album is called the 10,000 Hour Flight Club. And that's just about, they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master of your craft. So at that point is when you see a lot of artists or a lot of individuals, no matter their walk of life, take flight or ascend, given their skill set and their commitment to their craft. So I got that project. Me and my longtime collaborator, Mandog, are working on a project with O.D.D.I.T.Y as well, where me and O.D.D.I.T.Y are rapping and songwriting for the EP, and then me and Mandog are producing on that side as well. Nice. And then the last project I'm currently working on is I'm currently producing an EP for Don Chambers as well. So those are my three main creative projects that I'm focusing on.
Yeah. So when you're talking about your solo album that you're working on, how solo is it? Are you doing the production on this and everything?
That's a great question. So so it's a mixture. I think it's going to be about 9 songs, and about 2 or 3 I produce solo, 2 or 3 Mandog produce solo, and then 2 or 3 we produce together. Nice. So it's kind of like we sharing the workload on the production side and just combining our sounds, stretching our sounds. Mm-hmm. And then on the songwriting, the lyrics and all that, that's all me. I think I'll have one feature, and that's about it.
Dope. Let's check out a video of some of your work. What's this first video that you have for us?
I believe I sent O.D.D.I.T.Y first, which came out last summer. So it's off of my last EP called Unfinished Far From Perfect.
Okay. All right. Let's check that out.
I came back with it on God. Bounce back with it, ooh Lord. I really feel like I'm ready for anything. Flex game turned too hard. Did a lot of shit and we ain't done yet. Still shining till I see my last sunset. Trying to get it now, why be next? The vision still clear like Windex. I came back with it on God. Bounce back with it, ooh Lord. I really feel like I'm ready for anything. Flex game turned too hard. Did a lot of shit and we ain't done yet. Still shining till I see my last sunset. Trying to get it now, why be next? The vision still clear like Windex. Tell them how you feel, don't underestimate it. Year after year, underestimated. Dropped a few classics, no debating. Had to turn it up a notch, cause I know they hating. Got some real fans, I know they been waiting. So I'ma deliver my nigga top shelf shit. Like a train off rails, can't stop this. Olympians with the lift, can't hop this. A high bar I set for myself. So if I fail, I excel. Humble enough to seek help. So if I fail, it's all well. A journey fueled all by love. Hit the sea, then we sail. Headed to the beyond, where everything is all well. I came back with it on God. Bounce back with it, ooh la. I really feel like I'm ready for anything. Flex game turned too hard. Did a lot of shit and we ain't done yet. Still shining till I see my last sunset. Trying to get it now, why be next? The vision's still clear like Windex. I came back with it on God. Bounce back with it, ooh la. I really feel like I'm ready for anything. Flex game turned too hard. Did a lot of shit and we ain't done yet. Still shining till I see my last sunset. Trying to get it now, why be next? The vision's still clear like Windex.
Yeah, man, that's super ill.
Right on.
Super ill. Dope. Yeah, who put the video together?
So my guy, his name is Alex Faulkner, and he's originally from Detroit, but he came to Indy a few years ago to work on a TV show. He was doing filmmaking for a TV show, and I met him through a mutual friend named Jake Huber that's done some videography work for me as well in the past. So I just reached out to him, and then he introduced me to some other fellas, and we just kind of got it together. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had Jake Huber on here like a couple months ago with Special Directors Edition. He had some great stuff to show.
Oh yeah, Jake's the guy.
Yeah, man. It really struck me what you said earlier about kind of like the whole creative process and that encompassing the visual aspect, you know. So why is that important to you? And how do you decide what is the song or, you know, that you push and how you create something like that?
Yeah, it's a great point. So in terms of how do I decide, it's really feeling what song am I gravitating the most is one piece, and then also feedback from the environment. What song do I see a lot of people gravitating towards or having impact in the environment? So I start there, and then now I'm at the place now where I just like to find other creatives who I'm confident in their ability to tell whatever story they want to tell. So I'm very hands off now, as long as it's not something I feel would negatively impact, you know, my message or my values or my brand.
Yeah.
But I like to build shared vision because I work on the audio part, and now it becomes an opportunity for someone else's skill set to put their lens on it and then impact stimulus in a different way, a way that I couldn't do because it's not my line, it's not my craft. So it's a lot of feeling and exploration and collaboration in terms of how I walk it there.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. And I think that's probably one of your major strengths I see in your work is your ability to collaborate and bring something new out in the people that you're working with. Yeah, man. I think we're going to bring out our next guest or second guest coming to us from Boston, Massachusetts. Let's welcome Speak the Rebel to our show.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Haven't seen you in a while, bud.
Good to see you, man.
I like the coat. I like the blazer.
I'm just trying to relax. I'm here at the coffee shop.
This is the fanciest thing I've ever done.
You know,
very high class for me right now.
Got my pinky finger up off the coffee. You can't tell that I bought this yesterday. I'm just reusing it. So
nice.
Yeah, man. How you been?
Busy, which is good. Really good, actually. I just got a song played on Shady 45 and out on East NY Radio. which is like amazing.
Mhm.
Unsolicited, man. When it happens unsolicited, and someone just like finds your stuff and validates it.
Yeah.
You know, there was no money exchange. There was no cyber begging on my part. You know, it was just organic, and it was great. It was really, it was good. It'll keep me going for another like 6 months. So.
Right, you know, and I mean, like, it's sometimes it's like that. It's like a matter of finding your people, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the largest artists in the world tour, and they come to a city of 1 million people, and if they get 10,000 of those million to come to their show, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, an incredible show.
Exactly.
So it's about finding your people, and you know, those opportunities give you more reach.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's good, man. I've been busy musically. I've been taking the entirety of, you know, this lockdown and quarantine and nothing being open to I've been writing and recording for a year. This is probably the most I've ever recorded in my life.
Yeah. That's
so
dope.
Yeah. So like it's cool, man. I'm like fully immersed in like music. I got that stimulus money in with that tax return. You know what I'm saying? So we got a little breathing room to actually relax and make music.
Right. That's dope.
Just upgrading right now.
Yeah, I'm the same place. I'm like, yeah, my MPC, like the display doesn't work. I cut samples on memory, like how it works.
Yeah.
These ones go to this screen. I know that. Like, it's time for an upgrade.
Wild, man.
Yeah, man. But I think you are known. You know, you're known for, you know, bringing kind of that, like aggressive, like boom bap, wordplay, hip hop. But you're also known for your hustle. You know?
Am I? Because I like to. I'm like very proud of that. If that's what I'm known for.
You know, it's like, you know, you're Mr. Buy My Album.
I feel like Pitbull now, bro. Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, man. But you know, I appreciate that hustle, and you know, like
thank you.
Yeah, like putting that out there, because I see you hustle, and I'm like, you know what? I need to like promote my shit more than a week, you know, like
yeah, you know, this came from like 15 years of putting music out, and we're so like caught up in our own little orbit that we think everyone just like knows, like you know, they just automatically know that you have a record out, or that you're even a rapper. Literally, like on Facebook, there's people that are like, "Oh, I had no idea." Like, you know what I mean?
Or like they click that link that only time you put it up, or something.
Yeah. You know, so I've learned that you just need to like beat people over the head with it, and instead. My approach with the Buy My Album thing, especially online, I can't even believe this is my thing, because this is just like, it just started as like, buy my stuff, please. Like, listen to my music. Where was I going? The whole deal is trying to spam people without spamming them. I hate, and nothing against anyone who does this, you know, different strokes, whatever, if it works for you. I'm not a fan of tagging like 100 people in a post and then just shooting through, you know, cutting and pasting messages on Facebook or wherever. So it was more just an attempt to weave my music into my regular life.
And your sense of humor, catching people with this sense of
humor, you know,
and then at the end, Buy My Album. You know?
Yeah, I try and say some just ridiculous shit that'll get people's attention, and then it's funny because I got people trained now that if I don't put it up, people will comment Buy My Album.
Yeah. Well. Speaking of ridiculous shit that you say to get people attention, let's play some music. Let's listen to one of your videos, man. What do you got for us here?
I think this one's Porsche Mutt.
Okay.
I think so. This is off my last album, Vidal Baboon.
All right. Very classic.
Yeah. Fuck 'em. Speak. fuck 'em. Yo. Yo, Porsche mug, war front with a horse strut, war bucks, more jugs, but I spit pure snuff, torched up, slap out of here with the course smut, fuck boy, all star deep in a whore cuts, y'all don't want smoke, out tokens, a short puff, used car salesman, charm of the chewed up, just in time for the sight of my last fuck fly to be gone by the dog and the duck cup, block up, only wake me if you did, this is sideline, kneel on a cop's fucking nerve, do you fuck face pigs, burn in the break of a retro grade, a grenade on the deck, tongue never me cheek, fuck the police, the whole fire department and commander-in-chief and everyone down the hall in the bedroom too. Until there's justice, we gon' be the Brooklyn Zoo. And still I hit them with a little bit of cynicism, trying to be the catalyst to cop them like I'm paying the recidivism, paying just the same, but the name only changed. Never the skin though, the window was cracked, fuck you mega bastards. Never hip-hop, y'all can get fucked backwards when I twerk in the front, in the mouth of your baby mom's hump is a hobby, blood sport in the lobby. It's still a motherfucking gorgeous grizzly shitting y'all fucking porches. Evil president, man, y'all just a torches. Marinate your face with a fucking Ford torch, bitch. On my fucking four score shit, the poor star fires and survives. A contortionist, a bribe on the side of your violent silence. Calm like a bomb in a comic hijinks. Fucking bioweapon, 9/11, Cyclops, op stocks in the adolescent TikTok. World's dead out for the coke pop. Charlotte's Web will be weaved with a pork chop, boy talk. Like I'm already dead, but I'm buried outside in the flowers of man. Just trying to kill these motherfuckers, every word that I meant. It's been place for you to break your motherfucking leg, break my motherfucking legs. I can say you hoes, you know I'm playing. Hope your mama get cancer though. I turn that girl deep in a cantaloupe. A rude boy uncut, keep a gun to throw to the world. Let the vibe be the pilot to the opening of violence to these spots, these fucking pirates in between the death and violence. There's a screaming for defiance. If you asking if we ready, yo, the people will supply, huh? The people will supply, huh? The people will supply, huh? In between the death and violence, there's a screaming for defiance, and the people will supply, huh? It's still a motherfucking gorgeous grizzly shitting y'all fucking porches. Evil president, man, y'all just a Tauruses. Marinate your face with a fucking Ford Taurus, bitch.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I cringe anytime my music is played around me. Oh, dude, it's the most nerve-wracking thing ever for any artist, especially when like you show up to like a room full of people, a party, a show, whatever. Like, yo, Chet, this is this dude's stuff right here. So like 30 people are staring at you, and you're like, yo, for the record, I hate all of this. I don't even like this song. You know,
buy my album and listen to it at home.
Buy my album, listen to it alone, please.
It's a headphone album now.
Yeah. Cringe, man. I cringe.
Man, that was dope. And seriously, if I turned my alley and I saw all you motherfuckers in the alley, I'd be like, whoa.
Yo, here's the funny thing about what I was trying to get across about the video real quick is like, I live in Natick, Mass, so I'm like 15, 20 minutes west of Boston. So we're like the first suburb. And it's a really strange area because there's gajillionaires that live here, and then like 2 streets over is all Section 8 and low income housing and regular working class people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's always been like this weird 2 worlds here. So as a hip hop artist from Natick, I always laughed at anytime my friends come here. It's like the once or twice a year that like people in town get to see people of color.
Yeah.
So the whole theme of the video was like making fun of the whole Antifa thing, and it was like, here comes Antifa on a funeral march,
right?
You know. And so, yeah. So you know, the funny thing is like I did that video because everyone in that video is a friend of mine. And in that video, we have business owners, homeowners, parents, people who vote. One of my friends in the video ran for public office. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's what you perceive it is versus what the reality actually is.
Yeah.
And if people observed reality more than their own preconceived notions, we wouldn't have many of these problems at the moment. But,
yeah. Totally. Dope, man. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, we're going to bring our next guest out, and we'll bring you back out in a bit. But our third guest we have coming is Mr. O.D.D.I.T.Y calling us from Jacksonville, Florida. O.D.D.I.T.Y, how you doing?
Hey, what's good? Appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, man. Nice to have you on. Yeah, for real. You just dropped a project, right?
Yeah, Impaired Vision, man. I just dropped it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, tell us about that project.
Um, that project is a 13-track album that essentially focuses on. It kind of stemmed from being quarantined and thinking about, all there is to do is be on Netflix and on my phone. And then it got me thinking about how it affected me currently and how it affected me as a kid, and especially as a Black kid growing up, and how all of those screens, whether at the time, as a kid it was just primarily TV, but how that's evolved and how what those messages are. So that's kind of the theme of the album.
Yeah, and it's just something that is just more and more relevant as our screens are harder to put down. I noticed today, and it kind of was like a wake up call to me. I've been playing so much online chess that my thumb was sore, and I was like, like damn, I gotta put this motherfucker down. This is checkmate. This is done with it. Yeah. I want to go ahead. Let's play a video from you. This first video is off the new project, right?
Yeah, it's called The Cycle, and I'll just let you play it, and then I'll talk about it after.
Okay, all right. So here's The Cycle from O.D.D.I.T.Y.
All right, everybody, we got talent coming on set. Talent on set. Yeah.
5 years old, I'm asleep when I hear a knock. Vibrated so strong that I thought that it was the cops. Walk down the hall, I look down the stairs, I'm just staring. See what I recall is two niggas yelling and scared me. Thank God for the chain like the one that hangs cause they can't jar. The door father, my mother, her force on it. She locks it, they run off. We fortunate, are we? Drug dealers looking for my father, bunch of junkies. Simply just the start of all the problems, I wish I could see the future. Hoping that he stops cause I really don't want to lose him. Potency and doses, he knows that he shouldn't do it. But when that's all you know, being sober is too consuming. And it feels like the whole world is falling if you keep using. Cause all of the options seem like they're daunting, so you just mute them. The high as the moon, inviting you to the room. Hope you fight it and we're united, the cycle of drug abuse. I can't escape the heart, the way it makes me feel. It calls the stain, I hide the way behind the thrill. 8 years old, waking up happy as fuck on Christmas. Ran down the stairs, I could never forget that instant. Looked at the tree and I asked my mom where the gift's at. She looked back at me, gave her answer, a couple tears drip. My little brother crying, I'm standing hypothesizing like maybe Santa got robbed on the way to dropping them off. We're playing hella scenarios, thinking outside the Cheerio box. Wasn't spoon fed, but our mother made sure we had enough. Start of all the problems, I wish I could see the future. Hoping that he stops, cause I really don't want to lose him. That moment sticks a lot, my perspective altered. I use it to make sure that I ain't falling to everything he was doing. Patience, you gotta crawl for you walk the smallest improvements, but always the same outcome, right back into the influence. The highest, high as the moon, inviting you to the room. Hope we fight it and we're united. The cycle of drug abuse, goddamn. I can't escape the heart, the way it makes me feel. It's all the same. Finally in adults kind of ship, I'm going to college. Got surrounded by niggas, bitches, they wallet. Party logs and out to that liquor popping in Molly. Ask me if I want some, I'm good with drinking this water. Cops into the house, everybody running skedaddle. No fear of any punishment, no one is just a battle. Cause they got the complexion that lets them get off without any consequence. Know the officers only go after black ones. Dodging every problem, I wish I could see the future. I don't think he's stopping, I really don't wanna lose him. A hole left in my heart, turn to art. I'm using my left hand to cope. I never confess it. I wrote it, help with the stresses. I doodle during my lessons. It's soothing when all the pressure of being first in your family. A student getting the master, but truthfully doesn't matter when you can see the disaster a mile away. The spirit that flies away, I love you.
That's so powerful.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I like the. I mean, the first time I watched that, it's it's not entirely clear what happens, and it kind of what's and it unfolds, and by the time I got to the end, I was like, damn, I had to watch this shit again, and knowing what was going through. I don't know how autobiographical it is, but what was it like, writing that, deciding that was a message that you wanted to put out further? What was that process like for you?
That was a message that unfortunately was came about because my father passed January 1st of 2020. So right before the pandemic and all of that, my year was already, turned upside down. So having a year to reflect and really just being locked into studio. When I moved from Indy to Florida, I during the summer I was scrolling through Facebook and happened to I was really just in a rut and I couldn't find beats that I wanted to use, and I ended up linking up with this guy on Facebook, and over the course of a Saturday morning, that's whole song As You Hear It was written and produced and everything. So I think it was kind of just one of those, like, you can't explain it. Like, those words just came out. Those verses came in like an hour span. So I don't know. I can't explain it.
Yeah. Was that a concept that you had for the video, or where did that come from?
So a good friend of mine in high school moved to Denver. Grant Warden, he actually directed it, but we both came up with the idea, and it could have went a lot more direct and cliche, but I like to have symbolism and I like to have layers. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And like you said, you got to watch it a few different times to catch the layers in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on. Yeah. What I want to do now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bring everybody back out, so we can just talk for a minute. So what's going on, guys?
Hey, that video was incredible, by the way.
Yeah,
that was one of like the best video concepts I've ever seen. Like, period.
Appreciate it, man.
Dude, you're such a quiet person, and that was so profound and strong, man. That was
music is how I speak, man.
It was incredible. Thank you for that. Thank you. Like, very rarely do I find like new people to listen to that are like, not in my direct orbit, but dude, that was incredible. I'm
Appreciate it.
Fan for life. Straight up. Straight up, man. I'm about to track all your stuff down.
Right on. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't have any questions. I guess I could have written some, but let's talk about I don't know. What should we talk about?
The continued and open suppression of voting rights in this country, particularly down south.
Yeah.
That's a hot button topic.
And I think you've seen that. And I commented before. We saw that the governor of Georgia was signing that under an image of a notorious slave plantation. So the images, like the messages, are just ridiculously clear. Yeah, you talked about O.D.D.I.T.Y. You were talking about moving down to Florida, right? Right as the Republican convention was popping off.
Man, when they canceled that, I was like, because I lived at the time right downtown where it was happening, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to be locked in the apartment. It's gonna be crazy downtown.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let's get a little bit into our origins and kind of how we found hip hop and decided to immerse ourselves not just like in creating it, but to try to become part of a creative scene. Like, do you remember when or how you kind of made that leap, or what inspired you to do that? Anybody can jump on.
You want me? I can go first. No, you want
Yeah.
to go?
You go ahead. Go ahead.
You want me to go? Man, two quick pieces that shaped my entire music identity. One, I was like 5 years old. My mother had this Run DMC Christmas single, Christmas Times, Hollis Queens. And it was the greatest thing I had ever heard at the age of 5. We used to have this like 3-in-1 cassette radio turntable get up, and MTV was really popping off back then, especially with like actual music videos. So it was around that time, it was like November, December, and they were playing the Run DMC video all day. And I tried to cut that record. I had no idea what I was doing, as a 5-year-old, and broke the record in half, broke the whole thing. It was the greatest thing I'd ever heard in my life up until that point. Like, it just smacked me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I was always a huge music fan. And when I was, 9, 10 years old, I wanted to play guitar. And actually, my mother was the one who said, if you're going to be a musician, she gave me the whole responsibility thing. If you're going to start something, see it through, all that. And then she said, if you're going to be a musician, please listen to music that doesn't suck. And do your homework on it. So in order for me to literally like get my first instrument from my mother, which I did not realize mom was working hard and trying to stall me so she could save enough money for this thing. And she tuned me into everything at a very young age, from like R&B, soul, like classic rock, you name it. And I always liked the roots of music, so I always try and go back, see where it came from. So I started back there, and then you'll notice that everything in popular music, it doesn't really matter what year it is, but whatever current you're in, all came from somewhere. So you can hear all of yesterday in today. So that was my thing. I started off it was, keep in mind it's the Burbs, so we had little bands, and we were all punk, metal, hip hop fans. So I started off in a band at like 13, from 13 to 22, and started playing clubs at like 14, 15. That kind of fell apart because we all went to college. Some of us went to college, some of us moved. And I said, you know what? Like, I want to do the music that I like. I had been trying to push hip hop into this the entire time because that was kind of the angle I came from. So after being like married to 4 other dudes, as far as making music goes, I said, you know what? I want to do something that is not going to take other people for me to do.
Yeah.
And then I tuned right into lyricism, and it was for me.
Yeah, I think that's something about hip hop is like individuality can really show. It's like you don't have to compromise so much in that way. Yeah. O.D.D.I.T.Y, what about you, man? How'd you get in the game?
I would say like music has always been a part of me, but in terms of it becoming like me becoming a hip hop artist was more so like I always did poetry. And I actually remember taking a cassette tape and recording like an indie, the Mickey Ficky mix, and then like coming home and record my verses over it. So that's when I first recorded. But then I would say when I went to college, just free time and getting a laptop for the first time and finding little programs that you could get trials on and stuff.
Yeah.
New email, didn't have time.
Mixcraft and
Yep.
so
By tutorials, he means torrents.
torrent, yeah.
That's how I started, man.
Yeah, man. And then I actually played soccer in college, so that was my main thing. So music was always, just a hobby and like a release of stress.
Yeah.
And when I moved back to Indy, my brother was rhetoric. He was fully immersed in the scene, and I was kind of doing the soccer stuff. And then, it just kind of happened when I had time. Soccer ended. I had to fill that void with something. And ironically, it's funny that you put me and Diop on the same show, because Diop was the first, outside of my brother, he was the first artist that I had a feature from. So it comes full circle, man.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Speaking of Diop, you want to answer that one?
Yeah. So basically, definitely similar to Speak the Rebel. My parents played a lot of different music, jazz, R&B, hip hop. So it was, I just had a lot of music playing throughout the crib. But what I will say is, if I had to pick specific moments that influenced me to embark on this journey, when I was younger, I think maybe 9 or 10, I was visiting my relatives in Mississippi, and they were singing Me and You, Yo Mama and Your Cousin Too. And I start saying the words, and I'm like, who is that? And everybody got quiet, and I'm like, what? Never heard Outkast? So then after that, the next like hour and a half, my cousins were playing me all of these songs from down south, and I left that family reunion with a bug, and I just wanted more. So my father bought me my first ever CD, which was Jay-Z volume, whichever one had Hard Not Life on it. And he's like, if you're gonna listen to rap music, start with him. And then let that be the barometer, and then go from there. And then after that, I just start, just getting an appetite for more and a variety of artists, and starting to figure out why I liked certain artists over others. And when I went to high school, I went to Bravo High School, and I had two friends that were very good at freestyling and writing, and one of them was already making beats and recording himself. So I felt like, I've always been good with words. Let me give it a try. And I was garbage. I was trash. And that was fuel to my, we all were. That was fuel to the fire. If it comes easy to me, I don't want to keep engaging with it. I want to have to go uphill and feel like there's somewhere I need to get to in order to see progress and traction. So then after that, I just did a lot of talent shows, put out mixtapes, did some battle rapping, freestyled at lunch every day, learned how to use Cool Edit Pro, learned these different programs, Pro Tools, so I just started to put my 10,000 hours in. And I started to record other artists in the city. I may not collaborate with them, but it became an economic opportunity. I had an 8-track multi-track recorder, so I would do some of that in my neighborhood, and then I took it with me to IU, and I would do some of it there. But when I got out of college, I said, all right, I want to actually spend time making relationships and finding community, because you can't do it alone. You have to have people around you. Nothing grows in isolation. And I found myself yearning camaraderie and experiences with artists that had similar vibrations and aspirations. And then that's when I started to realize that Indianapolis had a breadth of artists that I never heard of, didn't know they existed, that genre jumped and had their own flavor, and I really can compete in any environment. And that continued me on my path, and still does to this day.
Yeah, that's dope. Let's play Diop. Let's play another video by you. We'll get some more music playing. What's the second video you got?
The second one I sent in is called Still Fine, off of my first self-produced project, Still Shining.
Okay. All right. Let's check it out.
Living life without a mask. No mirage, no facade. This is who I am. To the core, with my feelings on my face. Face my feelings every day. I'm just hunting with my pack, strategize and make a way. I came up with many who didn't make it past 25. I'm still alive at dirty 30. I strive to ball like Clyde and James Worthy. Mix the grind with the grind. I've been worthy. Nothing's what it seems. Life's ripping at the seams. Crushing people's hope, got them aborting their dreams. Plan B becomes A for most. They brag and boast, yelling out they have arrived. Nigga, please. You didn't follow your dreams, that's a disease. Keep going and flowing like you the seed. Living life on your terms and you will see. If you want it, it's there, just make it be. I'm just giving game, baby. Think I love 100 ladies, but I ain't ready for babies. And maybe I might be crazy, so lately I'm by myself. Solo, dolo, it's how I ride. You never know though. Solo, you might just find a fine loco. Coco, by my side, you never know though. Solo, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. When I lost my mind, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my shine, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my mind, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my shine, I was still fine, I was still fine. Playing rhythm roulette with Man Dog and Willis. Keep my mind occupied, cause depression is a killer. We lost my ex-girl and her daughter. Oh father, why bother? Twisting up another blunt may just make it harder. Music's how I cope, it's how I keep on going farther. Leaning on my people, especially my father. Shed tears this summer, lost peers this summer, many beers this summer. Drink it away, Lord, take it away, or take me away. I'm just talking, believe me, I got some reasons to stay. God, people who need me and love the shit that I say. Optimism, my motive, you hear it when you press play. All about empowerment, there's a steady grow great. Like the hairs in my pops roll wild and free. I admire him most, that's the child in me. My motto for how to move, we rewriting the rules. Eyes wide, ears open, everything is a school. Learn where you are from what's around you now. That's the key to be free. If you want it, you got it. That's the key to be free. Learn where you are from what's around you now. That's the key to be free. That's the key to be free. If you want it, you got it. That's the key to be free. When I lost my mind, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my shine, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my mind, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah. When I lost my shine, I was still fine, I was still fine. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's super dope.
Flames.
That was dope.
Yeah, you got such a classic Southern flow. It's like most people attribute, like you say, Dirty South, and they think T.I. and that group of people, but it was 15 years before that with Scarface and Outkast, and you had a whole other style, man. And I loved it. It was amazing.
Right on, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you got an ability to write hooks that stay with you. I think that's like a real strength that you have. Like the choruses you create, just like number one, like you make really like uplifting, inspiring music, and you make catchy music, and and you do without you do it with sincerity. So I appreciate that, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
O.D.D.I.T.Y, let's play another video from you. What's the second video you got for us here?
This one's called Go, and it features my brother Rhetoric on it. And I will say all the videos I have, I co-direct. So I take pride in visualizing and writing the scripts for them. And then obviously, like Diop said, you need the people whose job it is to do that, to execute it. But I like to be on hand. So
yeah. All right. Let's check it out.
Remember they went ghost quick, they ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great, I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing, it's that ghost shit. Remember they went ghost quick, they ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great, I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing, it's that ghost shit. I been on my shit. I done climbed the list. I ain't signed but shit. Just look at my wrist. Been cooking up hits. I'ma go past you lanes. Got to go gadget range. Reaching for all my dreams. Been booking these gigs. Give me my respect. All these niggas tryna flex. Got a muzzle if they barking. Put a collar around their neck. Take a walk off in my shoes. You won't get far. I promise that. Cause you ain't really who you so you try your hardest to impress. Cool with that front, yeah. Spin that rubber, yeah. Had to hit him with that one time for the one time to the punchline. Knocking all their teeth out they gums like bam. These rappers be doing the most. No passing can't even come close. In fact, I just pass on their ass. They send whack they all chest when I feel like to go. Yeah. Remember they went ghost quick. They ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great. I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing. It's that ghost shit. Remember they went ghost quick. They ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great. I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing. It's that ghost shit.
It's that third flow shit. It's that pure coke shit. Take you on a ride and keep you coming back for more shit. I told never box me in, I'm claustrophobic. Better have my cheddar if you owe it. No bullshit, I'm focused. Been through my ups and my downs, still remain down. Still smoking leaf after leaf of that loud. I keep it around like Gary V keeping that clown. I'll bury you deep underground, buried alive and leaving up here to survive for like 5 days. And your family and friends on a wild chase. Make your ransom a million, cause crime pays. I'm Freddie gives the less melanin. Stepping in for the less equipped, like I'll settle this full metal shit. And I'm an alchemist, so quit meddling. Cause the wrong mixture is the wrong elixir, that's a deadly drink. And if you ever blink, I'll take your bread with you. Bitch, I'm leprechaun to your treasury.
Remember they went ghost quick. They ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great. I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing. It's that ghost shit. Remember they went ghost quick. They ain't see my focus. Now they feel regret, but that's some shit they gotta cope with. I told them I'm gonna be great. I kept that notion. I told them they thought I was playing. It's that ghost shit.
Nasty. Yeah, man.
Why do I feel like you could do like a jazz album and it would be dope? You got this like Childish Gambino vibe, bro. You're blowing my mind.
You know, it's funny you say that because we were talking about like inspiration. When he came out with Camp, so I followed him when he first had his EP in like Cul-de-sac, and then he came out with Camp, and like that opened doors to me as a young black man, realizing like you could talk about anything on a hip hop album. And then I was like, you know, because prior to that, it's forcing what you hear. You're imitating what you hear. And even if you don't live that life, and that, you know, this made it authentic for me. So Childish Gambino has been a huge influence.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's definitely the dude you want to base it off of.
Yeah. I love hearing everybody's touchstones. You know, like I see where you're like where your generation was, where each person kind of came up. You know, and like it's great because no matter what era in hip hop you're talking about, there's great music that was coming out and influencing people at that time. You know, and it's cool because that's the shit that cuts through and stands the test of time. It's an Outkast, you know. It's Childish Gambino. It's Run DMC, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's all that. Let's play another jam from You Speak the Rebel. What do you got for us?
This is the title track. Basically, I call this video "Me in the Woods with my friend and a camera rapping."
So okay, so this is the hip hop Blair Witch. We're about to check this.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I needed some promotional stuff. I said, this will do. That'll do, pig.
Dope.
That'll do.
All right, let's check it out.
My new name should be one horse open sleigh. 'Cause there ain't no fucking way I'm not dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes.
Yo, Kitty bow, I'm a making bow. Chigai to buku, the soul brother. Rum, ba, ba, bum, bum, bum. Batman talk fucking like with no rubber. On the party side of body, go like a Cody, you're the rocket. Street on the balance target. Got the heads and the rich and the tyrants. And no, I don't move in silence. The lock of Alice chain. With a deep dose, hammer struck deep in a mud vein. Delusional Buddhist delusion is true. Stabbing her no with a crucifix. I'm dressing the specs of a nudist bitch. Take about his what the Judas is. Hardcore like sex and a bill with kids in. No, I won't pipe down. But the hills have vibes now. Baby, the stage is Newtown. Straight rap for the ego side of a fucking giant's Pico. Speak for the free black sheep and the blinkos. Till they come and take a shot with the Rico land. Bow down, you in the presence of greatness. Pitching rock in the matrix. Parliamental spaceship in your bitches. So gracious, polish my like you sacred. The article for all my own, if it's in your faces. Bow down, you in the presence of greatness and pitching rock in the matrix of parliamental spaceship in your bitches. So gracious, polish my like it's sacred. The article for all my own, if it's in your faces.
My new name should be one horse open sleigh. 'Cause there ain't no fucking way I'm not dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes. Dashing through you hoes.
There's that. I forgot to include the baboon getup. I did my own stunts and co-starring.
Damn, man.
Everyone's dropping these awesome songs right now, and then here's me like telling people to do things to me in the woods that I, like everyone's like, yeah, man, this is like a really deep song about growing up, and I'm over here like, fuck everyone.
That's hip hop, man. Though that's the dope part about it.
I know.
No bounds.
Mhm.
Oh, it's cool, man. It's cool.
We all got murder in the woods songs too.
Oh,
Hey,
It comes out. It happens. Shit. I mean, I'm glad there's not cameras from like the days I would do battles and stuff, because it's, it's all about being politically incorrect. That's like the whole point of it.
Exactly. That's what I came up on, was that like warrior spirit battle. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like you are living, breathing Boston. Like you are. Like,
oh, dude, I really am. It's bad.
No, it's great. I love it. Oh, man. We're kind of reaching the end here, so I'd like to end on a little just kind of pure lyrical wordsmithing. If you guys wouldn't mind, like dropping a little acapella each, that would be a dope way to end it. Speak. Well, you want to ride this energy and drop a little something for the people?
I can, yeah, man. I'll go. This is actually one of my favorite pieces that I've written. Of course, I always like the serious stuff, and no one seems to pick up on it. But this is off a track called "Red, White, and You." So I never know how to stop, man. Check it, yo. Strumming the ballad of a post 9/11 generation that generated an apathy with empathy degraded a frontline symposium, no podiums debated, claiming God an astronaut but merely floating sanitation. See the bastards on parade, burning crosses at the station. There can be no civilians in a war for information, vacation to see the world in its foreign occupation. They kill brown and yellow folk to advance their corporations, for Billy and Bobby blowing minds out in Fallujah to come home fucked and naked and ranked up to state trooper with a badge and a gun and a license to hunt and a fresh leg killed on the side of a stump with his sworn allegiance to harass and confront, swinging long dick in the law deep in liberty's front. Ash in the blunt, Jurassic trip beliefs don't apply to me. The kids in dog pens are exempt from theocracy's atrocity. I don't hate my country, just a man she keeps her promises. I'm red, white, and you blood stained. We die anonymous. victim of the metropolis, neon flashing failures, bombs, and monuments.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
We don't talk about Fallujah enough anymore.
Ah, man. Well, there's a whole thing behind that, man. Why I mentioned that right quick with police brutality is you have a bunch of, Iraq war vets and Afghanistan war vets coming back that were in war zones, and now they have badges, and this isn't there. I know, especially in my town, we have something like 8 or 9 Iraq, Afghanistan vets. And nothing against that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying at its core, the only policing is in a war zone.
Yeah.
And this isn't a war zone, man. This is us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the Fallujah line.
Amen. Yep. All right. Diop, you want to drop a little something for us next?
Yeah, I can. This is something I wrote recently, so I'm going to just rattle this off real quick. I've been waiting and ready. I'm heavy off in the game. The groove super smooth, my nigga. We not the same. And nor should we be to the morgue. I'ma be the best version of me. By example, how I lead. Yeah. Pick and roll, give and go. See the flow, throw the lob. It's a show. Been a pro with the flow. Yeah. Niggas know how it go. When I choose to glow, you see the gold. I'm in the mode. It's time to go. What the fuck you thought it was? I've been a buzz. The flow still dope, ho. It been a drug. Get hooked on my shit quick. That's what it does. Went too deep quick. Yeah. Fell in love from a player to a man. Had to learn to land. Had to make an earning hand while I'm humming jams. Everybody new test, but you better cram. They want to act like they don't exist, so we going ham. It's official. What's official? No one fucking with you. Got an issue? Grab a tissue. I ain't fucking with you. You got a missile or a pistol? If they fucking with you, let's try to solve it before somebody really gonna miss you. It ain't worth it on my mama. I'm telling the truth. I seen it many times and seen many lose. This is learned behavior. We gotta change the rules. We gotta help each other create our own schools. Big stepper, who checking? No nigga, I don't see it. They exceeded and they said I couldn't beat it. I was heated, not defeated. My faith, I had defeated. So I succeeded. I'm greeted how kings are treated. Yeah. Envision where you are and where you want to be. You can get there if you get there. Put your people on. Independently on. Y'all know what I'm on. I'm built for us. We deserve our own.
Yeah. I succeeded and greeted how kings are treated. Yeah. Super dope, man. Yeah. We're gonna have O.D.D.I.T.Y in just a quick sec, but I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I want to thank 2MB Studios for hosting us and giving us an opportunity to connect, even when we're at a distance. They are at 992 followers, so they are just shy of 1,000. If you are the 1,000th follower, you get a super care package sent to you. I'll create it, I'll do it, and you get some ill shit in it. But go ahead and hit that follow button. We appreciate Diop and Speak the Rebel and O.D.D.I.T.Y coming on here and sharing their talent and their visions and their perspectives. Let's go ahead and have O.D.D.I.T.Y drop a little acapella for us.
All right. Look, too many niggas be talking. I come from a city where niggas be dropping for running their mouth, even though this ain't boxing. They down for the count and they families be sobbing. They running the house when the cops come up knocking. No people are sound because the streets gonna be watching. The body they found isn't living. They hop in the car and go down just a couple of blocks. Please don't confuse the ignorance with confidence. Difference between exhibiting your dominance, anger inhibiting folks, and the consequence limits our growth and its severing options. Someone gets caught, we back to the cycle. Scheme or a plot trying to get to the rival. Believe it or not, never even no side will achieve any prizes, competing to die. So this shit is like tug of war. Another day passes, another corpse. Becoming a habit, they run their course. Too many a habit, they show their force. Inherited baggage can hold no more. We carrying sadness within our pores. Just staring with madness. I dare y'all grab it and light up this place. Bodies on the floor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dope. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Make sure you check out these artists and follow them and support them. The world's gonna be open up. We're gonna be playing some shows, and hopefully we'll be all playing in each other's cities and throwing down for all of y'all. Coming up next, we have the rehash. So stay tuned, where they're going to be kind of doing some reviewing some pop culture and what has happened, and it's a hilarious show with some great comedians. I'm TJ Reynolds, and thank you to everybody. Thank you to Matt backstage, and it's been Cross Pollination. We will see you in a couple weeks. Peace.